Hello, my name is Jonathan Mejia, and so in our debate we're going to be talking about the claim of fracking that should be illegal in California. What fracking is considered a hydraulic fracturing, which is a process of drilling underground and having high pressure water mixture, which in contact with the rock would create some natural gases that would flow out of the well and into tanks. What these natural gases would do would be a supplement of energy sources as well. My secondary claims to back up my claim of the claim of fracking should be illegal in California is that it will have a negative effect into our supply and water, have a higher cause of earthquakes, and pollutes the air. So first off, about how it negatively affects our water supply, it contaminates our water. Fracking has many instances of contaminating our water. Through the state impact, they have reported that in 2009, Denmark, Pennsylvania, where this location had a lot of instances of having fracturing businesses, would have a heavily concentrated methane contaminating the drinking water for several dozen families. By just having the drinking water being contaminated with methane, it's unacceptable. It's risking people's lives and risking their health. Even having a little contamination of this methane is just very dangerous overall. And let's say that my opponents want to say that, well, we could clean this up. It's pretty easy. Well, technically it's not. Cleaning up this drinking water is expensive. Environmental American Research and Policy Center has said that in Denmark, Pennsylvania, Cabo Oil and Gas has reported that they have spent $100,000 on systems to remove methane from well water for 14 local households. That's just only on 14 local households. While in Colorado, cleanup of underground gas seeps has been going for 8 years, and then the cost has been on to hundreds of thousands. So we just see that it's just really expensive, and it's just ineffective overall because how expensive and how long timing it is. It's basically, I mean, for 8 years to be spending this much and just seeing no results, it's very ineffective. Now let's talk about how it dries up the water. California is at its lowest point. We're into this type of drought already, and many cities already have to cut down the water uses to the public. Michigan reported that they have been using 35 million gallons of fresh water to remove for these frack wells, which basically potentially dried up these rivers and streams. According to voluntary oil industry data supplied by the Department of Oil and Gas and Geothermal Resources, they have said that in 2012 they have used up 166,000 gallons of water per frack well just to store it up into the frack well after they're done using it or when they're using it overall. So why should we use our scarce valuable water to just plug up these frack wells and also just wastefully mixing it with toxic chemicals when we can just use it for other instances and other opportunities with them? Now let's talk about the earthquakes. There's a study by scientists of Southern Methodist University and UT, or University of Texas, has found links between disposal wells and DFW airports, where earthquakes has started in 2009, where fracturing in that area has started. Quakes have been studied for a 2-year period, and there was a magnitude of 3.0 or below, and in the years after the 2-year period, the ending of the 2-year period has been increasing at 3.5, and it has more 55 earthquakes in the year of 2008. Of course, in California, we've dealt with worse. We've dealt with many more than just 55. But with just having fracturing, just having this more of a possibility, it would create more chances of more earthquakes and more potentially larger magnitudes than what we see already. Now let's talk about how it pollutes the air. Fracturing will cause more toxic pollution in nearby areas with people on them. What Natural Resources Defense Council has said that the production, transport, and burning of natural gases from fracturing will produce significant air pollution, such as contaminating water. It has methane gas into the air pollution. By the same source, it has said that in many rural areas, the boom in oil and gas activity has been linked to unhealthy spikes of ozone concentration, which creates a greenhouse effect into the area, which potentially heats it up. And in 2008 and 2011, it has increased the ozone concentration in Wyoming, Sumter County, where associated subsequent increases of outpatient clinic visits for respiratory problems. So basically, with the air pollution, it has caused more damage into our ozone layer, making a greenhouse effect, and hasn't caused health problems already. So there's already two possible ways that you can get damaging your health by either from drinking the water or from breathing it. So overall, in conclusion, from my claim that fracking should be illegal, we just said that it has contaminated the water, it dries up the water, it creates more earthquakes, and it also pollutes the air. By having this illegal, it would all potentially stop all these risks and stop all these opportunities to have these risks being made. Thank you.